nefarious actions.
So the losers are.
Saddest version. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Is that the score they lost by?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 1, 2.
Is this your heart last night at the end of the game?
Christine even had to fake a little bit less of give a shit than normal. I mean, she watched 5 minutes of the total game, but she watched the most important 5 minutes of horrible sadness. By the time she got involved, Sixers had already been up by like 10, and then we're down.
No, it was down when I started like really paying attention.
That's what I'm saying. They were up at 10 at one point, and then they were down. And Christine saw like the last few. They were down by like, I want to say 14.
Let me ask you a question. Because when I used to watch the Pats play, my stepdad, Larry, if we were winning and you were in a certain part of the house, you had to stay there.
I've done that.
Now, as Christine comes in, you were winning, and then she comes in, do they start losing?
No, but she's a mush to video games for me.
What?
She's a video game mush for me.
Very distracting.
I could be doing great, and then she just comes in, and something about her energy just makes me fail. I don't know what it is, but I fail in her presence.
Is it the disappointment she has in her eyes that the man she loves is playing children's games?
No, it's not.
And
that.
not, fixing a house or doing manly stuff, that you're literally have a headset on and yelling at other kids?
Me playing video games isn't a big household issue. I don't really sit and play video games while Christine's like not doing something else.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But the Sixers game, especially playoffs, like it's happening on the big TV. Oh, Christine also does this when she walks by. It's not consistent. When she walks by the TV, which some reason needs to be 1,000 times when I'm playing a video game. Sometimes she does the weird. She stops in front of the TV, waiting for a moment to walk, but something about the way she stops is just
passive aggressive.
It's passive aggressive.
Yeah.
She sits there. She goes, I guess I'm waiting for the time where this little game is done, and then I have to hit pause and go walk across. It's fine. Go. And then sometimes she just starts like lighting candles and shit with a complete body in front of the television while I'm playing. I'm like, what are you fucking doing?
I mean, that's nuts, Christine.
Well, it's either got to be the sarcastic, I'm trying to let you get to a spot where you can pause energy, or the flat out like, I don't give a shit about this. I don't care where it's at in the game. I'm going to walk in front of it. No in between. And usually Christine will argue if I'm not nailing it. She knows I'm right.
No, if I just walk, then I end up fucking something up, and then if I stand there, you think I'm being a bitch. So it's kind of a lose-lose. I'd love there to be like a different room for.
You do have
games.
a different room, don't you? Have a different room that you can go in.
Yeah, but it's he plays video games in the living room. So
yeah, but you like to lay down all the time anyway.
If I have to,
why don't you go by the bed where you can lay down the way you love? You don't have to be upright.
I could be in the kitchen, and there's something about me in the room while you're playing video games.
Oh, no. That's
like,
for sure. That's not just the TV walking in front of the TV. Her energy, if she's in the room.
When you hear this?
Yeah.
That bugs you?
And I'm just like this. I just go, oh, she's here. And then I start thinking about that stuff. And then I lose focus in the game and I lose.
I've gone to hide in the other room so I don't miss your game.
I appreciate that.
What game do you play?
NBA 2K.
Right.
Or Madden.
Do you win when you play? The Sixers win when you play?
They're doing pretty good.
I'm sorry.
They're up 3-0 in the series to the Orlando Magic in 2K.
That's great in 2K. So you'll win in 2K.
Well, this is round 1, and it looks like yes. The odds are in my favor that I am going to take Game 4
in the 2K. But the odds are not in your favor.
Odds are very in the favor. I bet the Sixers are favorites for sure Thursday at home for sure, especially with like they're pissed. Ooh, they're pissed. So I'm pissed.
Why did you say it's not their fault?
Listen, you could argue it's their fault because they didn't. They could have been up by like 15,
they didn't win.
Or 20.
Because they didn't win. But
they came back from down in New York.
Yeah.
With one star player sick, other star player is dealing with a knee thing that's like debilitating as hell, it seems. They both still scored 35 points plus this game, each.
Just not enough.
I'll describe what happens to you and tell you what's going on. The last, that's too far away. These are the highlights. You got to get to where it's like
the Knicks look happy.
Right here. You can start playing it from right here. Now I'll tell you what happens. There's that. Wait, go back 10 seconds because that's the first thing that started making it batshit crazy.
Can I stop for a second?
Yes.
Phila?
That's how you abbreviate Philadelphia.
Phila?
That's how you abbreviate Philadelphia.
But why would you do Phila?
I don't know. That's the postal thing.
That's the dumbest shirt I've ever seen.
Sure.
Phila. Sixers.
Talk to the
shit.
forefathers. I don't know what to tell you this.
They didn't say first of all, none of them would ever say Phila.
Postage, PHILA period PA. Philadelphia, PA. That was my
Phila.
address when I was young. Yeah.
Phila.
Yeah.
Period?
Yeah, it's an abbreviation for Philadelphia.
It's stupid.
Okay.
On a shirt, Phila.
Well,
that's like if I got a shirt that said boss.
Nope.
Boss?
No, it's like having shirts that says Boston. It's 2 syllables.
Phila.
Yeah. 2 syllables.
Just put the Philadelphia.
They do sometimes.
Sixers.
Some of their jerseys do have that.
Why would they ever go Phila?
Because it's the city edition.
I hate it.
Okay. Let's leave the jerseys out of this.
Do you like it?
Oh, I know. I think the Sixers have the worst colors in sport. I hate that. Everything I buy from the Sixers is not Sixers colors.
Right.
It's red, white, and blue, but just like in the most stars and whatever. I've never, except for that one like maybe 5-6 year run with Allen Iverson when they had the black jerseys were great.
I like the red, white, and blue Sixers. That's a great.
It's just
because you hate America. I know.
I hate America.
I know you do.
I hate these fucking referees.
You hate America. You hate the troops. You don't like the men in blue.
This is fucking insane.
All right, let's go.
Insane.
Let's see.
Sixers up by 5.
5 points.
Up by 5 with 31.3 seconds left.
Jesus.
Jalen Brunson from the corner. Hasn't hit a 3 all game, by the way. He's actually doing pretty bad, except they give him every foul he possibly tries to go for. Go ahead, please play it, Christine. He shoots a shot. Look at this lucky shit. Hits the side of the rim. So, now it's a 2-point game.
Why is that lucky? Don't get mad at me.
Why is it lucky?
Can you not get mad at me? I'm not I don't play for the Nets.
What's
not?
What's the Knicks? God damn it, Bobby.
Whatever
you're a
they
chick.
are. Whatever.
You're looking at them. Getting hot. Ooh, I'm getting hot.
I'm just saying.
What are you saying, Bob?
I'm saying that he threw up a 3 and it went in.
Right, that's lucky.
How is that lucky? He's a professional. If I did it, it would be lucky. This guy's a professional.
No, if you did it, it would be lucky. Correct. If
Yes.
you did it, it would be lucky. He shot it.
Yeah.
And it luckily went. No, it's not the. You're not aiming for the front of the rim, and it took a good bounce. It's a shooter's roll. It's
right.
Listen, Jalen Brunson's great. Okay, so the shot goes in. Now they're down by 2 with 27 seconds left. Game's technically over. They got to start fouling.
Right.
They'd have to start fouling. Go ahead, Christine. Now, if you would.
Foul.
Kyle Lowry. Bounds it into Tyrese Maxey. Foul. Grabbing him, ripping his jersey, throw him to the floor.
Yeah, but Jay.
No referee. Calling. They should have got that rebound for sure. That would have been a big difference if they got that rebound.
But they didn't.
But the entire time, the team and the coach are calling timeout.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Should I go back?
Please, go back.
Just let me ask you a
I'm
question.
sorry I'm yelling, Christine. It's not you.
I know.
Let me ask you a question.
Goddamn refs.
Go ahead.
So there was a foul, but they didn't call a foul.
There was 6 fouls.
6.
Here's the thing. The Knicks, as they're supposed to. Now I want you to look. You see the gray pants? Show them where the coach is, Christine. Nick Nurse.
Right here.
Looking at the referee.
Yeah, I'm looking right at him.
Calling timeout.
He's dressed ridiculous.
He's wearing a black shirt and gray pants.
It's stupid.
It's not that
He's
stupid.
a coach. He
Couldn't be more
He should be
basic.
in a suit.
No one wears a suit.
All right,
anymore
well,
as a
you know
coach.
what? Then dress better.
He's dressed fine.
He looks like he's watching a golf thing.
He's dressed pretty
When
much
did
like
they
everybody
used to
else who's
all-
a fucking thing.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, they
That's why they
don't have to
lost.
wear suits anymore.
That's why
When
they
did that
lost.
change?
COVID. So
Yeah, well, that's lazy.
I don't know if that's true even.
He's
It's
a
COVID,
bum.
but it's changed.
He has no money. He gambles.
The players don't have to dress up for the press conferences anymore either. You can go and get a T-shirt and shit. Doesn't matter. Now, they're calling. Now the team's not calling timeout here, but Nick Nurse, the coach, is currently giving timeout, looking right at the referee. They don't give him the timeout. Kyle Lowry inbounds it because it's going to be a 5-second violation. He inbounds Tyrese Maxey. Now the Knicks here pretty much have to foul to stop the clock.
What do they have to do?
Foul to stop the clock. I have to explain all these sports to you.
Okay.
They are clearly intentionally fouling. Look at this stop right here. He's ripping his jersey. He's pulling his jersey. They're fouling on purpose.
Okay.
So you think they at least they get the foul call. The coach wants to advance the ball, so he's calling timeout. Mm-hmm. Now, play it again, Christine. Calling timeout. He doesn't listen. Now they foul the shit out of him on purpose. And they just don't call a foul. The ref's still calling timeout. It's insane. And then this guy hits a great three. DiVincenzo, all credit. Clutch three.
That was a good three. The other one was a lucky three.
Game's over. Game's over.
Okay, now
They miss a shot. Tyrese Maxey misses right here, gets blocked by Hartenstein, and then they go down and you have to foul him, and they hit the other two shots. That's the game. Unfucking believable. Now, why don't you play Joel Embiid, what he said in the press conference, and then Nick Nurse, our coach, in the press conference? Because I think there's a little bit of a gripe here. And I'm telling you, you just did it, New York. You just did it. You just woke the Kraken.
Do you know why they didn't call the timeout for the coach?
Yes, because they're probably bet on the game.
No, because he looks like a fan, the way he's dressed.
No.
Maybe if
Nick
he was
Nurse.
dressed in a
He's
suit.
a championship coach.
Maybe if he was dressed in a suit.
None of them are wearing suits, Bob. It's the only two people who are standing up.
All right, Jay. I'm sorry, Jay.
He's standing. You can't just stand on the court if you're not a coach.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Stop.
Suits command respect, Jay.
Huh?
Suits command respect.
I mean, look, if you're on a sideline with a suit, then the ref knows who you are. He looks like a fan just jumping up and down.
Nobody else is wearing a suit, so he would have stood out.
Yep. That's why they wear suits.
Should wear a like Pat Riley.
They're staring at him. They're staring at him.
Unless you pointed it out, I wouldn't. He just disappeared.
Right, because you're a guy who doesn't understand basketball or anything, and these are professional referees and coaches.
So
they know exactly what
joggers.
they're supposed to be looking at. Not joggers, slacks.
He's wearing golf slacks.
Sure.
He's wearing golf slacks with a
Absolutely.
shirt. He looks like a fan on the sideline.
Why don't we take a look at the coach for the Knicks, please? Please. I mean, or not the Knicks, the coach for
Celtics.
The Celtics.
Sure.
Yeah, take a look at the Celtics. I bet he's probably in a three-piece or something, right? No. Or is he a guy they had to throw in the office because the other guy was fucking bribing girls to suck his dick in the fucking locker room?
What's wrong with that? Is that against the rules?
Well, enough they fired the coach mid-season. Yes, it is.
Suit.
Yeah.
Suit.
Christine, I'm not sure why you went to a game highlights.
Oh, well, I thought you wanted
Coach.
to see him on the sidelines.
No, and you can just go to, you don't have to go everything on YouTube either. You can just look at a picture of the coach.
He's probably wearing a suit.
He's not wearing
Maybe
a
a
suit.
mock turtleneck.
No.
Maybe
He's
a
bum bitch.
Maybe an ascot. It's actually old school accoutrement.
Oh, sick suit. Oh, this guy's wearing fucking athletic gear.
What's the one over there?
Yeah, that's at a press
wearing a suit.
conference.
Wearing a suit.
Press conference.
Yeah, but the other stuff is at a fucking.
That's him getting hired.
No, that's him during the game in a suit. The other one's at a practice.
No, those are all games. Not that many people come to practice, but you're trying to defend something. It's indefensible.
Suit.
Doc Rivers years ago.
Suit.
For sure.
Well, I think Bobby's saying, like, okay, the same thing could have happened to Boston because he wasn't wearing a suit either.
Nope. That's
it
because
happened to
referees are supposed to do
Philadelphia.
their jobs. The coaches or the referees are supposed to know what they're looking for. And twice, he's looking right at him. Both times he called timeout, the coach, and they did absolutely nothing. Embiid, what do you think about all this?
Tyrese got fouled, a couple of times. We just had the same thing happen against Miami with Tyler Hero. That's just unacceptable to, put us in that situation. That's
What a
Fucking unacceptable. He
I'll
just
tell you what
believes
it is. It's unacceptable that a grown man has his head down like a little child going.
Why don't you say it to his face? Why don't you say it to his
Bring him
fucking
in.
Cameroonian
Bring
face?
him in. I'll throw an Adelaide right at his chest.
Will you now?
Yeah.
You won't, dude. This guy grew up fucking chasing lions and shit.
Dude, I'll fight a gazelle.
This guy's 7 foot tall.
Dude, I'm 5'8", and I'll kick him in his nuts.
You won't.
You know what I'll do? I'll slap him in the face. Be a man.
Just so you know.
Next time you're giving a press conference.
Mark my words, Joel Embiid would beat the shit out of you, Bobby.
Whatever. Whatever.
I don't like what you're saying, and I want you to know that Joel Embiid would fuck you up, dude. Stop saying otherwise.
He's a baby. He's a baby with his head down. Grow up. You got 3. How many more games left? 4? 5?
Well, they have to win 4 of the next 5.
So they got 5 games yet. Why don't you be a man like Jordan or Bird? You didn't see Bird or Jordan with their heads down crying after game 2.
He's not crying. He says they're going to win the series.
Go back. Listen to his little
listen to him from
baby
here.
voice.
Listen to it from here.
Baby voice.
He's already cursed.
Especially in the playoffs. So,
Oh.
Unacceptable in the playoffs.
Look at him.
Joel, did you think you guys had, set aside if you thought it was a foul, man, did you think you guys had gotten a timeout in?
Yes, we did. I mean, everybody on the floor was trying to call a timeout.
what a baby.
Everybody on the floor was calling timeout.
Coach on the sideline.
Oh, he's crying.
Coach on the sideline.
But that
crying.
didn't
Because he
get to
gives
us,
a
but,
fuck.
Yeah, well, give a
forget
fuck
about
next
the
game and win it and
Why
stop
don't you
being
look
a
at your
bitch.
fucking pretty face Jason Tatum with that fucking Indian girl hair? Oh, fuck the Celtics also. They're
Whatever.
catching shrapnel now because you're not just taking my side blindly.
I'm just saying, as a grown man in a championship game in a
Playoff game. God damn it.
It's a playoff,
Against the New York Knicks, Robert.
dude. Dude, if you get if the other team gets more goals than you, then that's the way it goes.
I can't listen to this.
No, listen, dude. Seriously, this shit is unacceptable. You can't be happy with a grown man crying like that after game 2.
No, it's not. He's not crying. He's cursing. He's furious.
Am I crazy? Black Lou, black me up. Is this guy a baby right
Black Lou's not
now?
going to take your side on this. Black Lou understands sports.
Is he holding his head?
He's the only other person in this room who understands sports.
Black Lou, as a champion, as a guy, as the motherfucker, you lost a game. Yeah, the refs fuck. That happens all the time in games. As a man, when you're doing an interview, are you going to be like, look, wouldn't you be more in the face, like the refs did this, but next game it's on.
That's exactly what he does.
That's what he said.
Yep, but his head, he's
No,
cold.
you're not listening to him.
Black Lou,
He says we're winning this series. I watched it 8 times.
stop. I'm talking to Lou.
But you're giving him bad facts.
I am not. He's looking right at the screen when I'm looking at.
Giving him bad facts.
Let me ask you a question.
Go back to the Embiid
Him
interview.
holding his head like that. Is that just bitch shit?
I mean, he's an emotional guy.
Oh.
He's injured right now.
Is that bitch shit? I'm asking you.
No, I think
If your son was doing that, and we lost the game,
He's not crying.
I'd be mad at Max. I'd be, get your head up. Be
He
a man.
says everything right.
Right? Hang on one second. Right?
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
but
all I'm saying.
you're arguing a moot point. That's not. Continue to play this. He says all the right things.
Yeah, but does he stop holding his head?
Like I
No.
said, that's unacceptable.
How do you try to bounce back as you guys
Can't watch
head
this
home
sissy.
and try to turn this thing around?
We should be 2-0, so
Yeah,
we're
you're
good.
not.
We're gonna win this series. We gonna win this.
Okay.
We know what we gotta fix. We did a better job today, so we gonna fix it. But we're the better team, and we're gonna keep fighting.
Do you feel like you need to say anything to
What are we
Didn't-
cutting it for?
Didn't pick his head up at all.
Tyrese specifically going through that moment there? That obviously going to be a lot of scrutiny on him coming out of the game.
No, I mean he did his job. That's on the league. That's on the NBA. That's on the freaking referees.
The Fwiggin'
I
referees.
hate to put the game on them, but I'm sure the 2 minutes before it's gonna come out, then we gonna see what happened. But yeah, like I said, that's unacceptable. Yeah, that's not on them. That's not on any of us. We fought for 47 minutes and 20 seconds, and for that to happen up 4, that's not okay.
Let's take 2 more. Joe, is it just this?
Oh, look at him rubbing his head.
Play the reps. God damn you, Lou.
Oh, rubbing his
I don't
head.
even give a shit about sports either, you motherfucker.
My hair.
I know baseball.
Rubbing my head. Put your head down. Like a little
I hope the
kid.
Phillies destroy the Mets this year, over and over and over
No,
again.
you're not going to watch the games.
They're going nuts.
Yeah, they're
I'll watch Phillies versus Mets now, just to make sure you're sad. They got a murderer's row, them Phillies. I just don't give a shit about baseball that much. Play Nick Nurse. This is the coach.
This is the coach.
But just gotta, I think we played better than we did the other night. I think we can continue to play even better than that, and that's all we got to focus on.
Just Tyrese's illness,
Yeah, I just asked him if he was okay one time, and he said he was, and that was about it. We did get him out of there in the first quarter pretty early, but we played him, I think, the whole second half, and he played fantastic. Yeah. Well, I think during that stretch when Bogdanovich hit a couple, that was like a little bit of the difference of the game.
Skip ahead. This Honey, I Shrunk the Kid's face guy.
You stop it, dude.
He stinks. The only thing I like about him is he's got my watch that I want.
He's a champ.
He's got the presidential Rolex on.
He wears a chain.
Let's see. Hang on.
Mentality with the ball and just his aggressiveness, and almost like when he was forced to give it up, he was eager to get it back. How would you
just jump?
Last 50.
All right, hang on.
He was really chasing it down and turning on the jets and slamming on all the things he can do just time and time again. So I thought he was great when it really mattered. Yeah.
Sorry, do you think that it's case of some of their guys just kind of want him more than some of your guys?
No, absolutely not.
What's the key to bouncing back to
Winning.
a loss like this?
Well, again, it's a long series yet. We're gonna look at how we can play better, and we're gonna get back home and play better.
Play better.
I'm
I don't
depressed.
know where we missed it. I
I'm
don't know where you missed
depressed.
it. You missed the thing he says.
What does he say?
He told you, he goes, I don't know. He goes, you got to ask the refs, I guess. He goes, but I mean, he looked right at me twice on 2 different occasions. I called timeout, and he just wouldn't grant me the timeout.
Because he wasn't in a suit. Why don't you call him up and say, dude, try wearing a suit. Maybe an ascot. Maybe a bow tie. If you wore, Jacob, a bow tie would pop out.
Yeah.
Nice something on the side.
Something that pops.
Something that pops.
Well, it doesn't matter when Jacob's favorite sports teams complain.
Yeah,
Yeah. Jacob, that's a really funny joke. I guess because there's no songs for girls soccer.
There is.
There's no theme songs.
There is. Miley Cyrus has
What
a
is
couple.
it? If you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends. Yay! Jacob, I have to run home to watch girls play soccer.
Yeah. What's your point? She looks like a young B.D. Wong.
What is my point? Is that girls don't even watch girls soccer.
Nobody does.
No one watches girls soccer except you. You run home to it. This is man sports we're talking, Jacob.
It's one of the sports I watch.
What's the other ones? Female what? Track and field? You exclusively watch female sports?
Jacob was supposed to be born in Europe.
Yeah, girl fishing.
Yeah, he really is.
Here we go.
His last name is Nurse Jay.
Yeah, what a sissy name.
Go look at getting it in quick. We don't get it in quick. I call timeout. Referee looked right at me, ignored me. Went into Tyrese. I called timeout again. Then the melee started, and
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I got to run out onto the floor or do something to make sure and get his attention.
Yeah, wear a suit.
The players were calling timeout also.
He just admitted it. I got to do something more to get his attention.
Yes, because he has to be the fucking adult of the crew.
Yep, wear a suit.
He's the coach, but he still says it's fucked up what they did. They ignored him.
Well, they ignored
twice.
him. They ignored him because they don't know who he is on the sideline. He blends in with everybody else. He blends in with all those other people. Look at him. And then he called timeout, Jay. And you look, he did one thing. The ref, do not look at me like that. I'm just trying to.
Lou, I get it, dude. They're making fun of my life's work.
It hurts, doesn't it? Doesn't it really hurt?
And I'll tell you what, Jacob's hurts the most.
Now you feel what I feel.
I'm getting a hatred for Jacob.
It's easy to do.
He doesn't even know if that was the actual Knicks song that was playing.
It is.
He just looked up Knicks
from
song.
The 80s.
He just looked up in the 80s. That's the last time you stopped watching sports when it got too black for you.
True.
That's why you have to go to girl sports where the whites are still involved. That's Bobby. I'm Jay. And to get our full show, sign up for a SiriusXM subscription at SiriusXM.com/bonfire. Support our show. Don't be some jerk off just taking the free stuff. Let them know you want us to be here forever.
Or we won't.
or we won't.
Subscribe.
One of my favorite funny people in the world, everybody. He's got a new special, I Don't Know Who I Am Either, streaming right now on Amazon and Apple TV. It is the hilarious Brian Scolaro. What's up, buddy?
Thanks for having me, guys. Good to see you again.
What's up, brother?
You guys are both losing weight. I felt comfortable last time I was here because we were all three of us were fat. Now I'm just the one fat guy here.
But Bobby got crazy surgery.
And Jay's taking a crazy drug.
Yeah, me and Christina are booting up.
I'm pre-diabetic, and they still wouldn't give me the drug, but you got the drug.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, get out of here, fatty. That's literally what they said.
You have to get a corrupt doctor like I have.
I have more doctors than friends right now.
Why
One of my general practitioners eventually got sent to jail almost, and we couldn't work with her anymore.
Why wouldn't they give you the drug, Ozempic? That's
Because Blue Cross Blue Shield said no. You have to be diabetic to have it, not pre-diabetic. So now I'm just eating a lot of spaghetti.
Yeah, just get diabetes.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm actively trying.
I
made cupcake souffle.
I have 5 easy ways to get it. I was this close to getting diabetes.
I'll tell you, when me and Christine stopped doing the Ozempic, it was good. The side effects were a motherfucker.
Really? Okay, because the last time I talked to you, you were like, this is great. She throws up, and I'm great.
Yes. But then it was the last batch was when we were going to do the Skanks tour that you did the first date on. And that's what I remember was I was getting all those stomach issues, and Bobby at one point, Bobby was sitting next to me at one of the shows, and he goes, "Did you fart, dude?" And I went, "No, I feel terrible. I burped over there, but whatever it's doing to your stomach, it's just like this, like what was it called? It's rotten egg sulfur.
Yeah.
Sulfur burp.
Sulfur.
Yeah, it smelled like you were near a volcano.
It was bad.
It's terrible.
I'm just looking forward to death. I think if I just keep eating,
The sweet release? Oh, I call it the sweet release.
The way I see it is that people are so mean. When a fat person dies, there's a whole bunch of jokes on the internet, right? Mm-hmm. But if you kill yourself, they go, he was such a nice guy. Why didn't he just reach out? So I am going to carry a gun around with me. And when I start to have a heart attack, I'm going to blow my brains out.
I love it.
No one will say anything bad. Why did he just reach out and say?
Well, just make sure nobody's giving you mouth to mouth when you do it. That would be splattered brains all over some chick's face on the train.
You know, me and Brian actually shared a moment of two fat guys being like, "This fucking sucks." When we went to Ramsey Moore's memorial, Ramsey was a very obese guy. He died from a heart attack.
Like over 400.
And I mean, he also agreed, like almost every acting gig he took, he agreed to be like, sure, I'll be the shirtless fat guy or the thing that's creepy or whatever.
But do you remember you made a joke about me at his memorial? You were like, I think we're going to be here next year for Brian.
Oh, shit. Dude, I would kill me if somebody said that to me. Sorry.
It hurt my feelings a little bit. I was like, he's fat too. What
it
the hell?
should have.
Can I just say
It's
something
fat
else?
on fat crimes. It's a flexion.
There's no solidarity.
My cousin, at my father's funeral, I was standing by the casket in the graveyard, and he walked up to me crying, and he held my stomach. He goes,
"Oh God,
you gotta do something. I don't want you to be next."
I hate people like that.
At my father's dead body's right there, and he rubbed my fat stomach and went, "I don't want you to be next."
I hate stuff like that.
Oh, it's the worst.
Just let me be fat. Why does me being fat bother you? Just let me be fat.
I had to stop Josh Ed Myers because he was, first of all,
From
he's
comedy?
From comedy. No, because he's like, Josh is in unbelievable fucking shape.
Yeah.
And he would just do this thing. It was like, he was a guy who would go over and like, he's being just old Jewish lady playful, but he does a lot of like the grabbing like your like side thing or slapping your under tit and you're like, buddy, I fucking don't like it. I don't poke my stomach. I fucking hate it.
I hate it too.
I know he means it. He's like, he was like apologetic. He's like, dude, I was really just like, like a love thing. I was like, I know, but I don't like it. It makes me feel awful.
I hate it now. I've lost some weight, but people like will still come up to me and grab my side and go, "Dude, keep it up."
Yeah.
What? What the fuck kind of
None
shit?
of us have a Ramsey-like problem, just for the record.
I was at Ralph's, and I'll never forget this. I was checking out, and when you get your produce first, and then you get your frozen foods last because they're frozen. You don't want them. So
Christine and Jay don't shop.
There's like an Asian millennial just reading a magazine, standing by the checkout counter, going. And I go, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "You're eating frozen food. You don't work out. That's why you're fat." Just says that to me.
What the fuck?
So I grab the magazine, I throw it across the room, and there's all these.
And you fucked his face.
There's all these security cameras. I know if I hit the guy, like that's it for me.
Of course.
So I just called over security. It was like, he's making fun of me for buying the food you sell.
Oh, that feels worse.
That feels worse.
But they were like, that's a good point, though. We sell this food. So they got him out of there. But that shit happens.
They threw him out?
They threw him out. I'm walking down the street. Somebody shows up, fat ass, as I'm walking by. Why does me being fat bother people? What is anybody's
Listen,
weight
I
bother
also
you?
don't think you're defined by weight.
But people in general, why does
No, I'm saying, but I'm saying I'm surprised you have so many of those moments.
just happen to be on the street all the time?
Because you're not like
All the time.
you're not like a head turning heavy guy.
No, exactly. I'm in between because if I was too fat,
Even if you,
it'd be sad.
And no one makes fun of you then.
Even if you, even when you lose the weight,
They still do.
dude, Opie did it to me a couple weeks ago. He on Twitter. I get it all the.
on
I
Twitter.
still get it all the time. Here's the thing too. I'm doing Skankfest this year. They made me a fat robot.
They did.
You kidding me?
Bring it up, Christine.
They made you a fat robot. What are you supposed to do with it?
That's the advertisement for me.
There's no
Look
point
at-
of a fat robot.
This is ridiculous.
What the fuck?
Look, robot tits.
What the fuck?
Robo Kelly.
They
Someone gave
me-
him tits. They gave him robot tits.
So no matter what you do, it doesn't end. Even if you get into
Exactly.
shape, it doesn't end.
When I was on that
You're
Pam
still
Anderson
a fat
show,
robot.
in between season 1 and season 2 of that Pam Anderson sitcom I did, I lost a whole bunch of weight. And when I showed up, they were like, "Oh my god!" They had to throw out a whole bunch of jokes, but they still did them anyway. They found out a way.
Really?
To get in there. Yeah.
When I did Sex and Drugs, I lost a lot of weight for the pilot.
Yeah.
Because I knew I got the pilot, was shooting in a couple months. I lost weight. I showed up. Larry was like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, what? He goes, dude, I wrote like 900 fat jokes for you for the show. I better see you by the craft services table.
Yeah.
So I did. I started eating cowtails that day.
Right. Listen, the way I see it is that nobody's better at making fat jokes than fat people. Just let us do it. We're good at it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's hard for it ever not to sound mean when people are talking about like weight loss. Do you know what I mean? Like weight loss people always just sound like they're being. What was on Bill Maher this week? Jillian Michaels. And you're just like, shut up, you smarmy bitch. She's just trying to help. I know she is. But she's like, guys, there's no magic drug. Diet and exercise, and the drug's going to eventually do this, and they don't know what the long-term effect. And you go, shut up, you cunt.
Listen.
Just let us be fat. Just let us be fat.
Let me take a magic serum.
There is no, look at Ozempic is bad for you. All that stuff's bad for you.
Yeah, sure.
It Christine, you lose muscle
Just
and
joking.
fat. It's a proven fact. You lose muscle. You don't want to lose muscle.
The only
if you
time-
lose
yeah.
muscle, you're going to be decrepit old people.
What's worse for you, though?
What?
Cutting out half your stomach, or the if there's a reversible situations to the medicine?
I would do what I did in 100 times out of 100.
Really?
100 times out of 100.
I just shit a lot. I just try to shit a lot.
Shitting a lot does help.
It is when I was at my heaviest. I thought sometimes I shit. I was like, dude, I definitely lose some weight.
Absolutely, and nobody thin ever does that, I bet.
No.
But I definitely, when I take, there's shits I take where I'm like, ooh, I feel light on my toes today, huh?
You go to eat raw food, you'll sit on the toilet for the whole day, and you'll lose 10 pounds in one day. I did that once.
It's a raw food
That
diet?
Forrest Whitaker thing. You know, I had a girlfriend once. Let's go here. And then we just were in separate rooms shitting, screaming at each other. It was very romantic.
Oh, Todd Lynn years ago, comedian.
Todd Lynn.
Came, Todd Lynn
Todd
came up,
Lynn, wow.
and I don't know how he got my ex-wife and me on this idea of like some medicine. It was called like Super Colon Blow or something, which is not that. That's the
That's Phil
SNL thing.
Hartman's
That's the that's the
cereal,
SNL.
yeah.
No, but it's called something like that.
Colon blow for you.
It was something like that, and it was you had to take like 27 pills in one shot, and it was just like it was oxygen or something. It would do this thing and it would clear your system out. But when you had to shit, you had to shit immediately, and it was black sludge for weeks
Oh, my
until it
God.
like stopped being black sludge. It was like cleaning out your system. It's
Oh, my God.
horrible. But when you were done that shit though, it felt so good that you're like, I'm gonna take those 27 pills again tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was some crazy.
I
amount
did the
of them.
colon. I did the what is it called when you stick the hose in your ass?
Enema.
Fun. Max's 10th birthday party.
Anyway, those are
The colon thing. I did that on the Upper East Side. This chick, it was in a girl's apartment, and you lie down on the bed and they stick a hose in your bum.
Colonic.
A colonic. And I remember when the machine started. First of all, it was in an apartment, so the top window was open. I just saw an old lady having like tea.
While you're having your ass fucked by a water hose.
I'm just lying there with this thing in my ass, and then I heard gunk, and she went, "You don't chew the steak, do you?" I guess it was a big nugget.
Oh my God! That is, I'm gonna throw. Can we change the song to Black Sludge and Shitting Steaks?
Shit steaks.
I literally heard
Shit steaks.
gunk, and she was like, "You
She's
need
like, bad news, you just shit out steak. Goes, good news, nice marbling.
Oh my God! Ice
okay.
marbling.
I wanted to change subjects anyway because I wanted to get. This is such a good comics conversation here about the fact there's even a conversation about this being who's wrong here. Did you hear about the Arj Barker thing?
No.
So Arj, I assume this was out in Australia, right? He's like,
yeah, he's in Australia, right?
He's a star in Australia.
Yeah.
And this is nuts. Apparently, there was a woman breastfeeding in his show that he called it out, and then she was like, "What?" And he was like, "What do you think I should leave?" And he was like, "Yeah, I do. I do think you should leave. Whatever." Because there's a baby in the fucking show. It's already a crazy thing, but the conversations, all the articles
for her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going like
you have to.
It's like you just got you can't just let a baby. He goes, forget breastfeeding. Why do you have a baby in a comedy show
that's
anyway?
Crazy. That's crazy. There was a comedy club in like Florida where they were bringing a baby in, and you can't do that. Like, what do you mean? I can't bring my baby in? Well, first of all, there's an 18 and older limit, and second of all, if the baby makes a noise, you gotta go. Like, well, I think you should like make a situation where you can help me with my like. It's just, but I think why they're writing the articles is the same reason when people ask you if you like the Barbie movie, you have to say yes. Even if you didn't like it that much.
What if you loved it?
So I think that they're writing the articles because they feel they have to. You know what I mean? Like when they maybe the person writing the article doesn't really feel that way.
I, for the Barbie movie, say I don't like it because it's gay. It's an unpopular opinion to give out there.
I love
Jay,
it.
why didn't you like it? Just wasn't your thing? He goes, no, because it's gay. I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit.
I like anything Ryan does.
The movie's okay. I just didn't think it was like this fantastic thing.
No, it's not Oscar. No, it shouldn't be in the Oscars.
That's why I said we said on the is that the pre-record we talked about that Bridesmaids. I go got too much hype because it was an all-girl cast.
Yes.
It's not the funniest comedy of that year, probably.
Not exactly. And same with Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you don't like that movie, you're anti-Asian. You know what I mean? Like you have to say Arj Barker was wrong because that's the right thing to say. But deep inside, I doubt these people really feel that.
Yeah, but if
I didn't see Everything Everywhere All at Once either, and people ask why, I go, fucking wet markets, Wuhan wet markets is why.
It actually sounds like
all my rationales for things are racist, but they have nothing to do with the movie though. Because they brought COVID here. Who? That girl, Jamie Lee Curtis? Like, nah, the other one. You know what I'm talking about. The Goonies kid.
I don't like killing all female babies.
I felt bad eating Chinese food during the pandemic. I was like, I feel like I miss my grandmother, but I love lo mein.
This is beautiful, beautiful American Chinese food. No fat in this.
If you looked down and saw a woman breastfeeding and her tit out, would you kick her out?
Well, I'd start talking about the situation and work with it because it's a baby, so I'm also not worried about offending the baby. You can say the thing, it might make her, and I'd be staring at her tit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, is that what you were getting at?
No,
no, for sure.
Yeah.
I had that lady a couple of times ago that I was in Phoenix at that stand-up live where her and her husband ended up fighting, like getting in a real screaming match after the show, apparently in the parking lot, because I kept pointing out she's wearing some strap shirt that just looks like almost like a ace bandage wrapped around her. Gorgeous. And her right tit, the thing, every time she laughed, it would just come up, and her whole tit would be out. And she just didn't. Nice. She just let it be. Yeah. So every once in a while, I'd point it out, and then by the sixth time, I was like, "Miss, now I start to feel like you're fucking with me." Yeah. And she's like, "Oh my God, is it again?" I go, "How do you not feel your whole tit is out?" And now I go, "The problem being, Miss, you got to figure something out because I think to look over every time I can tell the crowd's not with me completely on like the setup of something, and I look over and your tit's out almost 100% of the time. Where I go, the crowd seems a little distracted through this setup. Wow, of course, it's because that tit's out again. And then
same thing with Instagram. We can't compete with the tits.
You can't.
You can put the best joke up there.
No,
you're right. A woman lip syncing my jokes has more followers than I do. Isn't that crazy?
I had that with Asian children lip singing my jokes.
What?
It's pretty nuts.
No.
Come on, really?
I swear to God. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Really?
I think my favorite joke of yours has to be when the woman's dating the old man in the crowd, and you're like, when he comes, does the yogurt that Jamie Lee Curtis says come out?
Jamie Lee Curtis yogurt.
That's my personal
Save your
favorite.
hips.
Yours. Yeah. And yours is the ass. I can still wipe my ass, and you show both hands. Those are my two favorite jokes, you guys.
Wait, so here we go. So she went on a current affair on Monday night. Current affair? That's still on out there? Yeah. This is Australia, brought current affair back? That was Maury's first thing, right?
Yeah.
Who the fuck brings a baby to a comedy show?
She said, "Do you want me to leave?" And he just answered the question. Yeah,
Yeah,
He
he
told her
said
you
yes.
kicked her out. She asked him a question. He said yes. It feels like entrapment.
You don't want to look down and see a child.
It's just there shouldn't be there shouldn't be the threat of a baby
Screaming,
crying
yes.
or going through anything. That shouldn't be the fear of any comedy show is having to worry about a baby crying.
When you're,
Is this a club? I'm sorry.
It's the
you're
best
at
Melbourne Comedy Festival.
So how'd they let
it's
her
a
in?
show.
When you're at a comedy show, you need everybody paying attention to you. Never mind some chick's tit out. You cannot not look. I don't care who you are. You see a chick breastfeeding, you're looking.
A woman's breastfeeding in front of me or next to me, I'm not hearing the next 10 minutes of jokes. So I'm going to keep trying to figure out, like, how can I look like I'm going, and she kind of keep looking over at her
The
tit.
next 30 seconds, I'm fighting everything in my being not to go down there and get a little squirt of milk off that tit.
Yo, give me some.
I'm distracted now, and we're just talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, I
He
keep
goes,
thinking
hey,
about
why don't you give daddy a taste? She's like, what?
What if you took it out and go ahead? Would you suck on it?
Oh, she looks like a bitchy complain about my oh, look, and also, can you take a picture of the kid sucking tit right in the picture?
Why did the club let her in?
I don't know. I do not understand why
Should be on
a
the club.
comedy
Because it's
club would let
Australia
in.
and they're woke and they're you know what I mean? It's
wolf
just-
spiners.
Yeah.
Is that woke? Like, you can't bring
Yeah.
the baby to the comedy show? First of all, I said, I'm like, I bet the baby didn't have cans. Like, babies aren't really supposed to be around amplified noise like that. Like, it's not a good environment
point.
for the baby, no matter what.
Yeah.
She
So
did
then
have,
she should've just
he
not
did have
been allowed
cans,
in.
one in his mouth. He had a fat can.
Oh, by the way, it got the attention, I guess, because the baby did start crying. It wasn't just the breastfeeding. When she was explaining what happened, her baby became unsettled, and viewers struggled to hear what she or the interviewer said. That's hilarious. So it just happened again.
Yeah.
The baby started crying and ruined something again. So saying it backfired in that regard, but I can't believe the first wave of shit coming out about it was just like, so here it goes again, a breastfeeding woman being treated like a piece of shit because
a man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're like one of the politicians from Australia came out and they're like, new mothers have it hard enough. It's like, what
Wait.
the fuck are you talking
Hard
about? What
enough?
does that have to do with anything?
If you had a hard, you wouldn't be at a comedy show. You'd be home.
How about this line right here? I really enjoy this. The mother claimed her child made a little noise, but was just being a baby. Goes, we're not mad at the baby.
Yeah.
How are you going to yell at my baby just because? What, are you not getting this? We're yelling at you.
Because you're a bad mom.
The baby didn't drive there on its own.
She thinks she's a great mom,
What was
though.
the show at 5 o'clock? I mean, who takes a baby to
I don't know.
a comedy club?
She should have been. It says she was humiliated, and she
Good.
should have
Oh,
been
geez,
humiliated.
Everybody's such a pussy.
That's
Do you
why-
remember at the Comic-Con when Bam's baby mama started breastfeeding the kid walking up and down the aisles during the show?
I do remember
It was
that.
one of the most psychotic things I've ever seen in my life, and none of us knew what to. We were like, "What do we do?" Like, he's on stage, he's all fucked up. Bennington's there, Jay's on stage, and this woman's just walking up and down the aisles of the theater breastfeeding the baby.
The baby that they now publicly fist fight each other over on video. Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe he's doing all right now, Bam Margera. They keep saying he's snapping back, but he took a bad run. You know the Jackass guy, Bam Margera.
Okay, no, I never. Believe it or not, I've never seen one episode of Jackass.
Oh, you gotta watch the
So
movies. They're
good.
great.
Yeah,
I mean, they're you know what I love about
they're
it.
nice guys. I
Same
know
as
that.
Impractical Jokers to me is that it's unjudgeable comedy.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
nothing that I do in any way, so
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
even
sure.
I don't have an idea how to make it better or what I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
do.
yeah,
It's so I love both of those for that.
But they're very funny guys.
But Bam Margera, he went through like a whole drugs. Like his friend, one of the Jackass guys, died in a car accident.
I
He
heard
took
that.
that hard, and then he just started becoming a drug addict, and then just unraveled publicly through like social media over it with his ex-wife and his kid. But it's nothing worse than watching a guy who's constantly fricasseed on drugs, going like, and now they won't even let me see my kid anymore. It's so funny. Like, he seems obviously crazy, and he's talking to the world. It's the same as this. Like, this lady's like, can you believe they booted me out of this stand-up comedy show because my baby cried a little?
And the articles, but the bottom line is the articles are for her, but this will all go away in like 2 days.
Oh, of course. No, the cycle goes. I'm just saying I can't believe there was anything besides going like Arj Barker was fucked over by this lady.
I can't believe. Look here, he offered her a refund. He said, "Leave and get a refund." I can't even believe he did that. He's kind of just go get the fuck out.
Or
Take
just
your baby,
nice
get
guy.
the fuck out of here.
Because in that situation, you're like, listen, man, I can't do a show with a tit out and a baby sucking on it. I mean, if there's any, I hate doing a show where a guy's eating a fucking skirt steak in front of me.
Yeah.
Never mind a tit. You know what I mean? And it's not even a sexy tit. It's just a It's like what a tit was made for.
Yeah, big menu comedy clubs are the best, dude. Someone's got a fork and knife in their hand at the same time while you're telling comedy seems bizarre.
I don't want to see something feeding off something else during my set. It's
Bar
just
food.
disgusting.
Bar food exclusively,
Yeah.
man. Bar food.
Yeah.
Fingers.
That's like the fucking.
I mean, how
that's
you gonna...
that's like the Stan Comedy Club. He goes, so is this your girlfriend? Oh, so you guys are ripping into a fucking tomahawk steak.
Yeah,
Okay.
If somebody orders a large cheese pizza right in the middle of your bit.
He goes, oh, you made me laugh so hard I spilled my béarnaise sauce all over my leg. Why are these things here?
It doesn't make any sense. Like when I watch a movie, like in my house or a TV show, I try not to eat unless it's something I've seen before because you look down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever try to show a girl a movie? And she's like, looking down at her food, looking down at her drink, and missing things in the movie.
Oh yeah, everything I watch with Christine, looking down at her phone, looking down at her nails, just staring off into the empty abyss.
Yeah,
That's not stuff we're watching.
And then
together.
I go,
That's when you're watching sports and I'm playing on my phone.
It's everything we watch, and then I go, wow, can you believe that? That was pretty crazy special effects. And she's staring at the screen. She goes, what? And I go, the thing you watch. She goes, oh, I was looking through the television into the infinite earth. I go, but I just watched you stare at it.
That's because she was trying to change the weather because you had to walk the dog. She was using her powers.
It's insane. She just looks right at it. I go, that was crazy. She's like, what was crazy? That scene. Are we watching something? You're staring at the TV. It's 100-inch screen.
I'm thinking.
Girls don't like what we watch, Jay. They sit down. They just want to sit next to us and be with us because they've given up the fact that you're not going to watch The Notebook with her. You're not going to watch, Craft or whatever.
Really, anything
show
she likes, I won't watch. But
yes,
I'm depressed at what she likes while I'm gone, for sure. Coming home and seeing that she has now torn through by herself almost every episode of Big Bang Theory. I'm like, where do you go? You don't think I'm funny at all, do you,
I
bitch?
know Bobby watches it 'cause he watches Young
Bang
Sheldon.
Theory's
I watch. I got to stick up for her. I like Young Sheldon. Big fan. He's coming back.
You watch Young Sheldon?
I watch Young Sheldon.
Do you watch Young Rock also?
No, I didn't watch Young Rock yet, but I do watch The Good Doctor.
Bobby's got
Don't say it.
abhorrent taste in television.
You have a fucking crazy shit taste too.
No, I'm all over the place.
No,
though.
you watch weird documentaries
Mm-hmm.
and stupid shit and people fucking doing dumb shit.
You see Manhunt on Apple TV?
No.
Manhunt is the story of Abraham Lincoln's assassination where they go after John Wilkes Booth and he runs, and it's really interesting. It's great.
I started watching.
It sounds like something.
I watched Sugar.
I heard that was good.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good show, Sugar, with Colin Farrell. Old school crime.
I tried Severance. Didn't really do it for me.
Fargo. Watched the first TV show.
Fargo's great.
Fargo is probably the best show in years.
Fargo's fantastic. Fantastic show. Bobby doesn't watch Fargo.
I love Fargo.
Did you watch Fargo?
I love Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last season of Fargo?
The one with what's his name, Tatum O'Neal.
Tatum O'Neal.
That's also a girl.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
You mean Ryan O'Neal?
Yeah, Ryan.
He
and
wasn't in
Tatum.
either.
No.
But you did get me in the Yellowstone. You got me in the Yellowstone.
Yellowstone's great. I like Sugar's great. What's the other one? I started watching Suits again. Not anymore.
No, see, there's where you lose me there.
Yeah, but I love.
Suits.
I told you I
That's
love
your
dumb TV. I like USA Network. Was
You like
my
Psych?
shit. Psych. I'm a
Psych
psycho.
was great.
Psycho was great.
Psych
was great.
You get the first season, you skip the first season.
Yeah.
Well, you
But
got to
then-
watch the first couple episodes just to
Yeah.
understand what's happening.
Like he's like, look at me, I'm handsome, all the girls like me. Then you get past that where it's just basically Scooby Doo.
Yes.
Him and his friends are scared of ghosts and they just want to eat.
It's so fun.
And it's actually
It's all
very,
references
very
from the '80s.
And that guy Dooley Hill might be a comedic genius.
Yeah, Dooley. They're both funny.
Yeah.
But the writer's great. Frank, whatever his name is.
And Andy Berman is one of the writers.
dude,
It's a
it's
really funny show.
I'm surprised. Why does or maybe he has, and I don't know, because you said you're friends with him, right? Dildarian, the guy who does the
Steve
cartoons.
Dildarian, yeah. Just
Does
got
he do-
canceled. Just got canceled, the show.
Come on.
Well, they didn't promote. He's
What
talking about
show?
10-year-old Tom.
Yeah.
It was on HBO Max. They promoted the first season.
So funny.
It was first season did well. They put it on Adult Swim as well, and then they didn't promote the second season at all.
No.
He's such a
And it's
brilliant,
great.
he's such a brilliant guy. Just promote it. Just put it in one newspaper. Come on.
But has he got any? Has he done any live action stuff at all, or is he just?
Did, I think he did a couple of roles on the Kroll Show.
Well, I mean, more. Did he ever like produce anything?
Yeah, he did a
Like-
pilot once that I read for, and I think what's his name got it? The fat guy number 7 from Saturday Night Live.
Horatio Sands?
No,
Bobby Moynihan?
I think that guy might have got it. But so he did one thing, but he started other things. But
Me and
I
you
don't
must
know
have went
the
up
show.
for a lot of shit.
Well, I lived in a different coast as you.
Because I remember when I would go in, it would always go to somebody. Like when I was chubby, I'd always go in. There'd be other dudes. Like, "What's up, dude?" We'd all be bummed up. Be like, "All right,
My theory,
they're gonna pick between us."
I would go and it'd be like 10 fat guys in L.A. and me. And I was like, well, if I start killing these guys, like if I wait outside an Arby's and start picking them all off, you know what I mean? Then I would be the number one fat guy.
Did you do the I got down to, because I had to leave. I couldn't come to the show one day because I had to fly out to L.A. for a screen test for This Is Us.
Wow.
To be, and then I found out that day, it was before the show started, so it wasn't already out. And I go, oh, I guess we're auditioning to be this super heavy set chick's boyfriend or whatever. But I was like, I didn't know she would already was the role.
Yeah,
we were doing the scene with her.
Oh, you said it to her,
Chrissy Metz, and it was like that thing where you're like, no, I didn't say it. No, I didn't say it to her.
Oh, that changes everything.
No, I didn't say anything to her. I'm just saying what I immediately got when I walked into the room. I was like, when you read the script, I realized it was like a Weight Watchers. I just didn't picture how big everyone was going to be.
Yeah.
And when I went in there, and it was Ramsey was waiting for that in that waiting room. Ralphie May was in that waiting room. My first thing was kind of
for that too.
Yeah, and my first thing was like,
I did too.
Is this what these guys? Is this what they think? Yeah. Like I look like? And yes. And then when they brought the girl out, I was like, is this what they think that I would be kissing and spending time with and caring about?
And then they hired a thin guy and put a fat suit on him.
Hired a thin guy, put a fat suit on him, and then
the fat guy, the guy in that show was not fat.
Not fat.
They brought me back again, and they were like, the producer loves you, so he'd like you to read for another part, if you wouldn't mind. This is after the first couple episodes had run,
right?
And I jokingly go, because they first told me I didn't get the part, and the reason they gave, or at least it's why they told me, was that I was too thin for the role, which doesn't make any sense. They go, yeah, we're looking for like a bigger, kind of like fatter, messier guy or something. You're like, all right, I'll take that. It's a nice way to cut it off and say, like, I didn't get the part. I go, I'll take that. And then weeks later, they go, they want you to read for another part. I go, oh, let me guess. Is it going to be the guy who she cheats on that guy with? And they were like, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So I guess I wasn't that thin and handsome, you piece of shit.
I'll tell you a funny story about this audition. It was in L.A. and they had changed the entrance for Fox Studios for this audition. So they made all these fat guys walk 3 miles.
Jesus.
To the audition. Like we had to go to the other end of Fox Studios and walk in the heat.
Wow.
And I made a big stink in many ways. But I was very upset. I was like, what the hell, man?
That was the one thing I hated about LA auditions is that you had to go into the studio, you had to find parking somewhere, and then walk a mile. And you had to actually sometimes walk through like productions of shows.
Well, I think he might have been. What are you, Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Yeah, I was going to say.
You know the little town?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Then I turned the corner, Twisted Sisters on the front of a car, singing Burn Hell.
Remember they had the little town at Fox Studios?
Yeah.
They have the street that is in every fucking CW thing.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get to the bungalow, you were just dripping with sweat. Like I'm just wet. I had to go to the bathroom.
The MGM was the worst.
MGM sucked.
My favorite is Dom Irrera. Jim Carrey was producing that show, I'm Dying Up Here, and he offered Dom Irrera a part. MGM Studios is like a half-hour drive with traffic. And Dom goes, where is it? They go, MGM Studios. He goes, no thanks. Like he was so lazy, he didn't even want to drive.
It's all the way in Culver City.
No thanks.
But he did it anyway.
God damn.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing about Fox. My favorite memory of Fox Studios is I was on that sitcom, and this is how much I don't look like a TV person. As I parked my car in my spot, it's like it's Pam Anderson, Christopher Lloyd, and me, and I'm like parking. I'm like, hey, look at me, And I pull, and the woman goes, you can't park there. I go, this is my spot. She goes, yeah, I'm just telling you they're going to tell you. I go, well, that's me. I'm Brian Scolaro. She goes, no, I'm just saying they're going to tow your car. they didn't even, I'm on television.
Buddy,
they still don't believe I was on television.
You can keep throwing me this line of bullshit, but I'm telling you, when you come out, the car is going to have a boot on it at best.
It's a Honda. It's not you.
It's horrible.
That must have felt great, though, to have a spot in the studio.
For those two, listen, I had a really good 8 years. Really good 8 years. Then it's been all shit since. Yeah. But a really good 8 years.
Did we talk about last time you were in? Did you watch that Pam Anderson documentary?
Documentary? No.
Yeah,
I watched
really
the
good.
show.
The Pam Anderson documentary was pretty, it really made, I said it did the opposite. The Anna Nicole Smith documentary made me walk away thinking she was actually a wretched piece of shit.
Right.
And the Pam Anderson it made me fall in love with her all over again. She's like a hopeless romantic, kind of doofy, she's trying to figure it out. But she almost admittedly, she's like, I don't know, I just love falling in love and getting married.
She's such a sweetheart, man.
Didn't she flirt with you?
we fooled around, not fooled around. Like, for example, there was they came downstairs and they said, we picked you up for season 2. And everyone cheered. And after we finished the episode in front of the crowd, I just laid on the floor in front of the crowd and everyone was clapping. And next thing I know, she was on top of me, but just like, hey. And I'm like, I was like, if every ex-girlfriend or girl who turned me down could see this, it would be like revenge, be sweet revenge.
Right.
My favorite story is the Carmen Electra one, where she had to come on to my character to make Pam jealous. So for rehearsal, she put her ass on my cock and made circles, and I got hard.
You're an actor.
Your method.
So but then she kept making circles. And here I'm like, Carmen Electra feels, my dick,
She definitely could tell you have a boner.
Yeah, and then they go, hey, okay, it's afterwards. You can tone it down. She was like, oh, I'm sorry, and I have to make the joke. Oh, come on, it was perfect, But then afterwards, she was like, I feel I'm only comfortable playing the siren. And would you help me run my lines? Like, it was so fucking nice meeting these beautiful women that could not have been sweeter. Most beautiful women I meet are fucking horrible people. You know what I mean? But here's two of the most beautiful women on earth could not have been any
successful
nicer.
Though too.
Yeah, that might be why.
Like personally successful.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they both kind of had their own shit going on. So I can see that being much nicer.
Yeah.
Personally, there's no climb in them still. Pam Anderson was as big as you could be at that moment.
Yeah, probably.
How did you shoot your special? Where'd you shoot it? What was it? Where was it?
Eddie Brill, you know Eddie Brill.
I know Eddie Brill.
Eddie Brill.
It looks great.
Yeah, Eddie Brill picked like 12 comics with this Liner Notes, a company called Liner Notes. So they had a theater, like a music theater in Garwood, New Jersey called God, I can't remember. And anyway, so they picked 12 of us: Greg Rogel, Wendy Liebman, Dan Natterman, Tom Cotter, myself, and so it was really good. The crowd wasn't a comedy savvy crowd, so I literally am warming them up during my own special. Then I yell at them a lot, which is what I like. I go, yeah, take that seriously, like I'm yelling at them. I'm going, you guys are horrible. I was like, as individuals, I'm sure you're great people, but as a group, you should never get together again.
Is this in the special?
This is in the special.
Yeah.
So it's not like a special where you watch the guy kill. It's like you're just watching funny jokes with a crowd that's like confused. and I really like that. I kind of like it, and I think that I still come off good in it, and I'm very happy.
Everything
with
I saw was great, and you got
Thank
good.
you.
And I don't know if it's an algorithm thing also, but like I knew about it before I knew you were coming on because I saw like the trailer for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
nice.
on Amazon Prime. It like
oh, that makes me happy.
It was
Now,
out right away.
is it all? Are they all out together? Or is
No, I was the first one out.
Right.
So that felt good too.
So what are they saying about it? Are they saying that it's killing it, or do you not know because it's
Amazon gives you
nothing.
Nothing. They give you nothing.
No.
And Apple too. I know that I have to make $100,000 before I see any money. So I don't think that's gonna happen.
They have to recoup.
Yeah. So that's why I came to the Bonfire.
No, you're gonna make it today.
That would be great.
You're gonna make it right now.
It was a lot. It was fun, and I'm actually like when I did the Dry Bar special, I had to be clean. When I did a Helium Comedy Studio special, there was 10 people in the crowd.
Jesus.
So then, like, I can't without comedy management or comedy people backing you, you can't pick and choose how you make a special.
Yeah.
So when somebody offered me a special saying we'll pay for it, I jumped at it.
Yeah, that's good.
Even if the crowd, there's one point where I say a dog put his nose in my ass, and I came, and now I can only come with a dog's nose in my ass. Sometimes I can bring my own dog, and like there's one shot of a woman falling out of a chair and her friend in complete terror right next to her, and I think that sums up my entire career, my whole career.
I like when they have a cutaway of somebody just not enjoying something.
Thanks for showing that guy.
I'll tell you the best one with DeRosa when we were in Rotterdam doing that TV show, and he's just eating it on stage. The crowd's not feeling it at all. And then when the light came on a camera to somebody in the audience, he had an empty glass in front of him. Empty. Clearly empty. And the guy was just staring at the stage like, what the fuck? While Joe's on stage. And then he looks, and you just see him when they put it on the shot that you saw in the backstage area. The guy in the audience just goes, oh, and then he just picks up that glass and starts drinking air. There's nothing you can see. There's nothing in the glass. He just wants to be doing something.
Yeah.
He didn't even think. He goes, oh, put on a fake laugh. He goes, can't. Can't conjure up that. I will drink this empty glass of water, though.
Well,
I will pantomime drinking.
I always think of the Greg Giraldo special where the reggae guy, or the Jamaican guy was asleep in the crowd.
Oh,
And he goes, "Why are you sleeping?" It was great.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy.
Brian's got a new special. I Don't Know Who I Am Either is streaming right now on Amazon and Apple TV.
Please check it out.
Hilarious.
I think on Amazon, I don't know if on Apple TV, I think it's buy or rent, too, I think.
It is buy or rent.
Which is great.
But it's, please check it out.
Just buy it. Go buy it. It's
Listen,
Brian's one of the
I'll
funniest.
Be dead soon.
Jesus
stop
Christ!
It. Don't
will you stop saying that?
But if it
5
moves,
years.
if it moves specials though, he's dying.
That's right.
Technically, we're all dying.
Yeah.
Brian's one of the funniest. From the first time I came to New York, man, always loved watching Brian.
Thank you,
One of
my
the
friend.
funniest.
Inspirationally hilarious.
Thank you. Same to you.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out that special right now, Amazon and Apple TV. It's the Bonfire.